All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening. Welcome
Good evening.
back to the Working Wednesdays broadcast. I'm your host, none other than Audra V. Hurd. I'm so excited to be back for a special edition to the Working Wednesdays broadcast so I can introduce none other than Mr. Walter Jones. He is an IBG author. So we always take special care to make sure that our authors gain exposure for their books. So
Absolutely.
you do want to like, share, tag the video. Mr. Jones, you want to share it to your page. Make sure that your viewers are able to see the video. So like, share, tag the video. Get someone on who needs to hear a life-changing message. I'm so excited to have him with us. He jumped on. Okay, y'all know I'm impromptu sometime. Okay, but but when he came on the screen, I was like, whoa. I say he done set the bar way high. Okay, I have not had a male author come on with a suit and tie. Well, no, I take that back. I think Apostle Stephen came on with one, but it's been a long time, so it's refreshing to see him take such pride in coming on the show. I
Absolutely.
salute and applaud him this evening. Go ahead, briefly, Mr. Jones, take a moment. Welcome our viewers and the audience. Well, just kind of say hello, introduce yourself, and all that kind of good stuff.
All right, thank you. I'm honored to be on, Miss Audrey. I really appreciate everything. I wanted to say hey to all our viewers. My name is Walter Jones. I'm going to be the author of a book coming to you soon called Wild Out Magic. We're trying to get it out there by New Year's Day. It's called Wild Out Magic, and I basically put a lot into it. It's basically to motivate. Can motivate anybody, but between the ages of 12 and 21, wanted to motivate the youth to basically aspire to change, see that they can produce, that they mean something, that they're loved, that they can get inner peace and they can unlock all their talents and they are the gift. So I don't want to go into it any further than that until I answer questions, but y'all definitely gonna have to tune in and listen to the show, watch the show, and definitely get the book.
Yes, absolutely. So I purposely put it up on the screen. I do need to put your link so that people can go and purchase if they choose to pre-order the book.
Yes.
When you pre-order the book, it becomes available when the book officially launches. So you're basically reserving your copy. So
Yes.
I strongly suggest you reserve your copy because they will go fast.
Yes.
Okay. He has already decreed he is a best-selling author.
It's
So
coming.
I strongly suggest y'all get in now where you fit in, because when he goes where God is taking him, the sky is not even the limit. Okay. So thank you so much for coming on with us this evening. We are excited to have you here with us.
Yes.
Thank you for greeting our audience and our viewers. So let's jump on in. Let's talk
Yes.
about you do a lot of things in the community, and your organization is called We Are Change, if I am
Yes.
correct. And
Yes.
so,
Yes.
and then I also know you launched a business, a disinfectant business during the pandemic. So
Yes.
let's start there. Before we get into the book, let's start there and let's talk about what inspired you to We Are Change and to launch that particular business.
Um, Great question. Honestly, I wanted to do something. I was sitting back in the sideline thinking of what I can do to help. And sometimes people believe that you have to form or join organizations to be a part of something, but you can always be a part of the change. You can be a part of the change the way you present yourself, the way you go to work, the way you go to class, the way you can go out, pick up trash. That's part of change. You can do voter registration. That's a part of change. Community resource fairs, marches, peace marches. I mean, and ever since I want to say the George Floyd situation happened,
Yeah.
it sparked something in me to want to get into the community more
Yeah.
and be a part of that change and not a problem, be the solution, be able to help out. Also, the whole thing happened during the pandemic also because that whole
Mhm.
thing situation
Right.
was tragic. But it awoke a fire in me to want to be a better man, I want to be a better person in society, and want to do something to help. So I said, first, what could I do to help as far as the movement? We Are Change. I didn't want to be divisive. I wanted to let everybody know, black, brown, white, green, blue, that we
Yeah.
all can be a part of the change, because it's going to take all of us to make this thing work. It's going to take
Right.
all of us to work together and not separate
Right.
and divisive or divided. So I started doing things like that, community resource fairs, marches. I was a part of things as far as feeding 1,000 in various cities where I was just a part of that. But as far as what we were doing, it was voter registrations, marches, and community cleanups, and anywhere where I felt the need was, or somebody might ask me where the need, or tell me where the need could be. I will make sure I'm there for that community. Because, like, for example, I don't want to be picking up trash for the rest of my life. But if I can be an example for somebody in their own community to make sure they go out and make sure their community is the same way, then I feel like I'm doing my job. I don't want to be. I don't want us to be marching all our lives. I want us to be
Right.
in the way where we in positions to where we can help make the change inside, from our voices being heard, from us voting, from us picking up jobs on the inside, and changing the laws and changing the legislation. And as far as the disinfectant, I really was more. I wanted to help. I have a large family, both on both sides, and basically, uh, my mom's side of the family, like, it's kind of like that big mama soul food type of feel. When it's Sunday, they always either they going to church and they getting together. So I said, I don't want to just have this spray just to make sure I'm making sure my family good. I want to make sure other households is good. So I was running things as far as the first 25 people free, the first 15 people after this free, until people, I wanted to kind of help the everything get back to normal as far as that part too. So
Yeah.
just everything's been coming around full circle. And then I meet
Yeah.
people like yourself, and the governor, lieutenant governor, and the list can go on the mayor, and these people are either coming to events, or we doing Zoom chats, or just sitting in meetings where I never thought a year and a half or 2 years ago I would be in. So
Yeah.
that's one thing I can tell the viewers, that you don't have to be a part of organization to be a part of change. You can be the change yourself. Like, you can be the change.
Yeah, yeah. That's good stuff. Like you said, we don't want to be marching forever. And so we need some kind of course of action, to put things in place for the change. Like, it's one thing to march. Marching was good in the 50s and the 60s when we just wanted our voice to be heard. We just wanted, legislation to know we wanted something different done. That was good for that time period. But the time period that we're in now, we actually have to utilize, it's kind of like standing on the backs of those who went before us, so to speak.
Mhm.
And so that was good what they did, but let's take it up to the next level. Let's really get out and vote. Let's really, see that laws are being put in place that protect us, and things of that nature. So I'm extremely, honored and proud that as a Black man, you stepped up, because it's one thing to just be talking about it, but it's another thing to actually step up and do something to see the change be executed. So thank you for sharing. I do want to put your website, it's on the screen. So for those
Yeah.
watching, you're welcome to
Thank you.
visit his website. And you can see he is out there doing what he says that he's doing. Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right. So let's talk about, you see a lot, being out in the community. I'm sure you see a lot, and I'm sure you see a lot that needs to be addressed and
Absolutely.
changed. So I think I'm safe to say that it inspired you to write the book. But let's
Yeah.
talk about what inspired you to write the book.
Honestly, being in all those venues, I also, one thing I did, I want to say, about a month prior to this interview, actually, was like a counselor, like a therapeutic sports counselor and mentor for at-risk youth. Also,
Okay.
that was with Family Restoration, and they're located in Hampton, Newport News. It's more like, I did that, was a part of the community also, and I felt like that the youth of the day needed to hear something positive. They needed to
Got
see something positive. They need to read something positive. They need to hear something positive. It's so many different things tugging them each way, right, left. you're this, you're this. I mean, it's so many things going on in society that they have to deal with. Social media is so strong,
Right,
cyberbullying. I mean, people,
right,
I mean, they have
right,
to carry this stuff home. I mean, the list
right.
goes on and on. So I didn't want to just be able to speak life and speak positive into my three kids, Michaela, Mahan, and Jalea. It's more
Mhm.
like I wanted to be able to leave some type of imprint on the youth today to where I'm not that age to where maybe they ear and everybody say they don't listen, right? But I'm not
Mm,
that age to where I'm like 90 years old to where somebody that's 12 or 21 is not going to want to hear what I have to say. And even still,
right,
they might not even want to hear it, but I could be able at the age I am now, I'm 36 years old, I can be able to present it in a certain way. And nobody's too old or too young. I'm not trying to say that,
right,
but
right.
I can present it in a certain way to where, I mean, I've
It's
been there.
relatable.
It's
Yeah,
relatable. We can connect the dots. I've been in the same. We've been the same, a part of the marches. If they go on the website, they'll see. Or we've been a part of the change. And as far as the at risk youth, as far as being a counselor over there, and seeing that atmosphere and being a part of at that atmosphere, like our youth just need to continue to hear something positive. They need
yeah,
to continue to hear something positive and see something positive. And I wanted this book to kind of be motivating for them and something
yeah.
uplifting for them to where they can carry that on with them. I don't care if it's one quote, if it's one sentence,
Mhm,
they can carry
mhm.
something on to make with the rest of their lives.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. You know, here's the thing about a book. You know, a book goes where you may not go. And a lot of people don't see the power of a book because it goes where you may not go, and then it can say something you may not get the opportunity to say in the moment that you meet someone. And I'm glad you felt an urgency, you know, to get your book done and to go ahead and to put it out there because it's a tool. You know, it's a tool to help promote the change so young people can see the gift that's within them. And I
Mhm.
think that if we help young people focus on the gifts within them, then everything else that's the outside pressures won't have as strong of a voice if someone is teaching them how to cultivate what's within them. I think about when I was young coming up, and honestly, you know, it's sad to say that was over 30 years ago. Yeah, I'm telling my age, but that was over 30 years ago.
Mhm.
And that was over 30 years ago, and
That's fine. That's fine.
there were not a lot of positive black males over 30 years ago. You know, I'm just gonna keep it real. When I think about in the school system, there were no black male teachers when I was in elementary school. So now we talk about way over 30 years ago.
Mhm.
And then there were only three. There were three black male teachers in my high school, but I don't recall it. No, I take that back. There was one art teacher in elementary, a black art teacher, black male art teacher. And junior high, I can't recall. So I'm saying that to say that the numbers were still very thin,
Yeah.
you know, of the
Yeah.
influence that black males were having in community. So again, you know, I applaud you for stepping up, especially in this day and age, because it's just hard to find black males stepping up, displaying a positive image, and really being that change like you advocate for. So let's talk about the process of you writing the book. You know, how has it impacted you to actually sit down and get disciplined? We
Absolutely.
had those conversations about the discipline, get
Yes.
disciplined, and really put these words to paper. How has that process impacted you?
They say practice what you preach, right? So I can't
Yes,
say motivate and go this route or look this way unless I have all my ducks in a row or I have everything in
right,
order. So
right.
one thing that this book it definitely brought forth more discipline because as you had to tell me like you know what I mean this is your baby. I know how much you
Yes,
want this, so you got to set aside some type of time
right,
to
right,
get your words across the way you telling it to me because it's easy for
right.
somebody to talk and it's a lot different sometimes it might be easier for some people to write it down but it's a
Yeah,
lot different when you can get it out talking and then you're trying to put it in words and so with
yeah,
doing this uh being a father, being active, being in the community, trying to bring some type of change. It's more far as everything's tugging you in one direction, and you have
Right.
to be disciplined in what you really want. And
Yeah.
I want all those things. I want to be a good father. I want to be
Mhm.
uh, good in the community. I want to bring
Right.
change to the community. I want this to be one of the best books that people have read in a long while. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I have to make sure I'm disciplined enough to make sure I'm putting the right time, enough time in each one of those things that I want. So at the end of the day, I might can be able to bring forth that change. I might can be able to do what's in my head, and everything can come to fruition. So that's
Yes.
what it really taught me.
Good. Taught you discipline on a different level.
Whole different level, whole different level.
Nice, nice. Bringing the audience in. I do see a couple people joined us. Hello, good evening to our viewers.
Good evening.
Make
Good evening.
sure, yes, good evening. Make sure you like, share, tag the video, get someone on this evening. So, hello, your coach is
Hello,
listening.
hello.
Dr. Rochelle, she's listening. Your coach is
Okay,
on. She is
Dr.
on.
Michelle.
Yes, and Tanya's on. Hello, Love Wins Publishing. Good evening.
Good
Who
evening.
else? Evangelist Edna Monum is on, and Jeanette Robinson is on. Good evening. Good
Good
evening.
evening. Good
Thank you all
evening.
for joining. Did you get a chance to share the video, Mr. Jones?
Did I get a chance to share the video or not yet? I'm
Yes.
all on it with you right now. I'm on it. I'm on it with you right now. I don't want to mess anything up the way we have in this right now. I was going to share.
All right. We'll let you share it later. We were just trying to get some of your people on listening with us, but that's okay. That is well. So let's talk about the journey to who you. How do you want this to impact your readers? You know, what do you want these young people to have as a takeaway when they read your book?
I wanted to impact them in a strong way. I wanted to be one of the best short motivational pieces that they can really connect and motivate our youth to understand the power that they have over their lives and the future, and that they are the future of our
Yeah.
nation and the future of society. I wanted to motivate them. I don't want it just to be a sticky note that they leave
Right.
on the top of the mirror or the refrigerator or the wall. I wanted to be something they can carry with them the rest of their lives. And so that's what I want. And that's what I believe is going to happen.
Nice, nice. The best motivational piece that they have read in a long time. Let me just shift gears a little bit. Do young people read books? I'm just asking because with so much technology, I'm just wondering: are they still visiting the library? Are they still reading?
That definitely is a great question. I have a good answer for that. Through the when I
Good.
was doing the mentor prior to about a month prior to this, I did it for 8 months helping at-risk youth, and they do bring books. It was shocking. They do bring a few things.
Okay.
But a lot of their stuff, it's a social media, social society for them. So a lot
Yeah.
of it's everything's online, and so I wanted to do something to where if you're reading online, we're adults. If we read online for a long time, if they read online, they looking at their screen for a long time. After a while, it's not good for you. So I
Okay.
wanted to bring it to back where it's not only online where they can see, but they can
Mhm.
actually have it. And,
Yeah.
and I when I'm going over things with either the high school ones or the middle school ones, we do have to go over some literature. So they definitely go over the reading thing. And I really think that um, I don't want to sound too old school, but I'm 36. I really think
Okay.
that they need to kind of bring that back to where
Yeah.
it's more like it's more books you can read. You can take your eyes off the computer screen, the
Right.
phone, the
Right.
tablet, the Chromebook, the iPad.
Hmm.
I can go down the list. I know I'm forgetting a few. One of my
Okay.
daughters forgive me, but they really need to bring back the books, the literature where students, kids, youth, even adults, we can continue to read actual words on paper.
Yes, yes. I'm so glad you said that because we have gotten so much away from it with this electronic world we live in. But the Lord gave me a revelation some time ago about books. And the oldest book ever written is the Bible, first of all. And then, second of all, he told me, he said, books will always be written to the end of time.
Hmm.
So there's always a need. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying, that to say there's always a need for a
Oh,
book.
yeah.
And you saying that is evidence to what he showed me, because they need to get away from the screen. You
Hmm.
know, they need to get away from, the gadgets, and it may sound old fashioned, but it works. It works. It got us to where we are, to this day. Like,
Absolutely.
when we did research papers, you didn't have Google, honey.
Mhm. Mhm.
You had to go to
Mhm.
the library, pull out 1,000 encyclopedias just to
Mhm.
find a few facts.
Yeah, for sure.
So and look at us, look at us
Mhm.
now. We have a certain level of strength, tenacity. I just wonder, will our young people have longevity without
Yeah,
some of these old school ways, so to speak?
yeah.
So I'm just wondering about that.
I'm right with you. I'm
You got
right
your
with
fingers
you.
crossed.
Yes.
Now, I saw that you have a daughter. I think you took her to homecoming or something like that.
Yes,
Um,
she's 15. It's Michaela Jones. She does it all. Track, cheerleading. She was on the homecoming court, all basketball also. Can't forget none of that. The debate club, can't forget that. But she was elected on homecoming court for this their first year, a lot of them going back to school. So her
mhm,
first year in high school, she couldn't really go to school because of the whole COVID
yeah,
situation, and they started to let them back in school. So it's their first year in school, and she got picked homecoming on the homecoming court for her sophomore class. So I went up there to see her, and they let the parents walk with her. So I was a lot of that time and opportunity to walk my daughter across the field and for homecoming during the rain. You gotta love it. It was a beautiful thing to see. Yes.
nice, nice. So, how, being dad, how do you relate to teenagers? What are you finding, what kind of interest do they have outside of the technology? You say your daughter's in a debate team. That's
Yes.
good stuff. So she sounds like she's pretty well versed,
Yes.
well rounded. So, what are
Yeah.
you seeing as their interests at that age level?
Well, it's different interests. I have three, so she's 15. So her interest is more of all around. She's very versed. She does the sports, and she's all straight A student. All the time. Couldn't ask for nothing better. My
Nice,
son,
nice.
he started off at first with a little reading
Yeah.
problem, but he
Mhm.
passed everything else. And so it used to, and
Okay.
early on, one of the teachers said, "Well, I think because it's tests, we might think about holding him back." Got with my aunt Deborah and his mom, and we was like, "No way!" So all of us started working,
Yeah.
and he ended
Nice.
up taking the test, getting A's, and he's getting A's and B's for honor roll. And my baby girl, she's doing her thing. She's getting like straight A's. So it's like 15, 10, and 7. But the entrance vary. The 10-year old, my son, it's all technology right now. Like anytime
Okay.
I come see him, he's on the game. He has the headphones on. He's talking to his friends from
Sounds
school,
normal. Yeah.
laptop. I come see my daughter. They stay in the same house, of course. My youngest, she's on her iPad or tablet, and she's playing a game, and we talk. But I think the major thing with that type of generation is more. It is everything is technology, because even when we were doing the mentorship with the kids, all of them had their phones, all of them had their laptops. They were constantly on it all the time. I mean, even when we took them on field trips, so they was outside or anything, they were on
Mhm.
it. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's just the new wave. That's just the new
Mhm.
wave for them. So some way getting the point across using technology would always be beneficial to whatever your message is going to be also. So it's good
Got
like now that we're doing this, because if we were like come out and it would be totally different. They can easily go to the site and click, or when we share and see and run down or run through the whole process of anything they're trying to do or
got
learn.
gotcha. Now I know this might be jumping out, but and because we getting your first book finished, but do you have plans? Do
I
you have
definitely
plans
do.
for
I
any other
definitely
books?
do. I definitely
Okay,
do.
cool.
Yes,
Okay,
yes. I'm actually working on a second book to this one.
okay,
And the
okay.
viewers would just have to, they would just have to stay tuned. But it's
All
going to
right.
be real, 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 real good, real interesting,
Okay.
and real
Good.
motivational.
Good.
So I can't wait. I can't wait.
Nice, nice. What kind of words of encouragement would you have for someone who wants to write a book? What are your words of advice or encouragement for someone who's like, I just want to get out there and do it? What's your advice?
Um, that's a good one. My advice is to be, um, just do it. I mean, you can do anything you put your mind, time, and your heart to. And
Yeah,
you can decide if that project, that idea is going to be on the shelf or you're going to put it out there. Nothing, I mean, you can get 1,000 no's, but you can change somebody's life. You can change somebody's well-being. Your book might not be good. My book, anybody's book might be good the first 5 years, the first 1 year, but through
yeah,
time, I mean, it could be one of the best ones ever. When they look at it, some movies that we grew up on probably wasn't that good early on, but it's great now. And some movies were really great. And now
yeah,
you look at it and you like, oh, the graphics on that was really. I don't know about that. I don't know about that Planet of the Apes back in this age. That wasn't quite real. So I just want to tell them that they can do it. They can
yes,
do anything they put their mind to, and don't wait. If they got a plan and they got a vision, have some type of discipline to put that time aside and make sure it goes, and have great people like yourself, uh, Dr. Rochelle, people of that sort, to where they basically can put you in the right direction, lead you on the right path, and help your vision and bring your vision to life.
yes. Nice, nice. Let me bring our audience in one more time here. Shawanda Clements. Hello, Shawanda. Good evening. Thanks for
Good
joining.
evening. Thank you.
Let's
Thank
see.
you.
Prophetess Yolanda Ingram. Good evening. Thanks for joining. Let's
Good
see.
evening.
Dr. Rochelle says, I love that you're doing mentorship for the community. So she appreciates that.
Thank you.
She said we are proud of you. So
Yes.
she is proud of your progress.
Yes. Thank you
And,
so much.
and Evangelist Lillian Dunham, good evening, woman of God. God bless you. So thank you, everyone who is on with us live. All right, let's keep moving. Tell me about your legacy. What do you feel is your legacy that you leave in the earth?
Um, Honestly, that's a great not a great question. I Ever since the George Floyd situation happened, it sparked a fire in me, like I said, to be a better man, be a better person, be better in the community, to be better about the change. So that won't happen to somebody else's kids. That won't
Yeah.
happen to my kids.
Mm-hmm.
We can do what we need to do to change each other, change the way be better officers, parents, firefighters. The list goes on and on. And so um, I just want to. I say all that to say that I want my deeds to last forever. I don't. I want my good deeds to last for eternity. And so that's my motivation in life. That's what I want to leave behind. Um, you can leave a store behind to your family. You can leave something behind to your
Right.
family. Something goes wrong. Something is
Right.
not
Right.
tended to right. Something's not. If it's a flower, it's not watered right. It's gonna die.
Yeah.
So as far as me and my legacy, as far I have my kids, but my legacy with this is and with my life is that I want that my good deeds will last. When I'm faded and gone, dead and gone, my good
Yeah.
deeds will last for eternity.
Wow, that's powerful. You said some key, people get caught up in leaving materialistic stuff, but you want to leave something that does live forever. And unfortunately, materialistic stuff don't last forever. Like you said, somebody can mismanage funds. If it's a business, they
Yeah.
may not know how to keep the books. And so in 2 or 3 years, the business is gone. But
Mhm.
what you do will last. The old school church used to say, only what you do for Christ will last. So it's the
Mhm.
same thing. It's going to last for eternity. I like that.
Thank
Tell me what excites you the most about what you do in creating change. What is the fuel or the passion that keeps you going?
Honestly, the fuel and the passion that keeps me going. Sometimes I might be out and not just out, but out doing stuff with the community, of course.
Hmm.
And some people I might not even know might like I might be doing a community cleanup. It might be instead of 20 of us, it might be three of us. Sometimes it
Yeah.
might be two, 5, 10, 15. I mean, and that goes, that goes how, you know how that goes. And
Yeah.
sometimes people might take a picture and send it to me like, I saw you. I saw you doing that, or send me a message. Um, a couple times, like let's say I did it maybe 59 times. Like that's the
Okay.
amount, but it's more like a few times it might have been by myself. I mean, that didn't stop. I mean, I
Yeah.
understand people have jobs, people have families, so can't say, you know what, because everybody can't come, we gonna cancel. No, it's a job that need to be done in this
Right.
market. Job that need to be done with this resource fair. It's a job that need to be done with this community cleanup. It's a job that need to
Yeah.
be done with voter registration. The list can go on and on. So that goes for anybody else. Don't wait on no. I mean, anybody else. It's not to say they don't want to support. Sometimes people have other things that they have to do at that time, or must
Mm.
do at that time, or need to do at the time,
Right.
or they might not even want to do what you're trying to do anyway. But you
Right.
still have to put your best foot forward and do it. And in those times, it might have been mentally in my mind. I'm like, man, I really wish somebody else was out here with me. But hey, we get it. And
Yeah.
people will take pictures, or sometimes people will stop and be like, "Oh man, I just got off. I forgot, man. Let's help, or let's do this, or and and that stuff that I like the unseen stuff, the stuff I
Yeah.
don't put on Facebook or
Right.
Instagram, the stuff
Right.
that people might see or might text me or call or message me. That's the stuff, and that goes back to my. That's what I want my legacy to be. That my deeds will last for eternity. To where they say, you know what, he tried. He tried his hardest. If it happened, if it didn't, we gonna hopefully everything happens in our lifetime. But I want to be known for that, trying to make things better. If I'm coming
Yeah.
in the room, making it better, making the atmosphere better. If I'm coming in a
Yeah.
house, if I'm
Yeah.
coming in a college or a school, or we doing an
Hmm.
interview like now, or we're doing the process of the book, or if I'm speaking at speaking engagements, or even when we're doing the book signings, I want to
Right.
make sure I leave a lasting impression on somebody to where whatever they were going through, it makes it feel better. And therefore,
Yeah.
I want them to get the book. So when they read it, whatever they're thinking about or going through at the time, hopefully that book will point them in the right direction, which is them, and everything will be all right.
Nice, nice. So let's talk a little bit. I learned from my last guest, 5 years is short term. Some people, some people say 5 years is long term, but according to her, she trying to live another 100 years. So 5 years is short term. But what do you see yourself doing in the next 5 years when it comes to your book, your business, the community? What do you see yourself doing in 5 years?
5 years, another great question. Woo! 5 years. 5 years from now, I wanted to be able to be working on my fourth book in five
Okay.
years. Um,
Okay.
still attached to everything to this first one, what we're doing, and
Right.
I also want to be able to maybe bring forth enough change to where some of us older, when I get to that, because I'm gonna be 5 years, I'm gonna be in my 40s. I'm 36, I'm gonna be 41. So maybe I
Mhm.
can put my feet up and be in those positions to where we can bring forth enough change that everybody, everywhere, in every community will be willing to do what they need to do to better the community. To
Yeah.
where you won't have to go out to every community in every state that you're at, or
Mm.
everywhere that you're located, or other states, where you can just work on the change in your city, your county, your town, your community. And so
Yeah.
I'm hoping, that's a big hope. I know it's a big hope, but that's what motivates me. Things that people say that can't happen, or things that, oh, this positive change can't get done that quick. Well, let's keep working. If more of us keep working, it can get done a whole lot faster.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. How do you feel like you've evolved, over the past 5 years? How do you feel like you have evolved?
Tremendously, tremendously. For one, kids can make you do one or two things. It can make you it can make you go one way or go the other way. I mean, that's such as life, right?
Yeah.
So it's more like my kids motivated me because when they're young, you're like, okay, I'm not saying this is everybody, but when you even I'm there, I'm active. So when you're young, you're like, all right, this is the big boy time when they hit middle school, elementary school, high school, the dates, they're gonna want to go here, the cell phones, you gotta buy them a
Yeah.
cell, all these things. And believe
Yeah.
it or not, people, that thing, it comes quicker before it comes sooner than later. So those things, the cell phone, anything thoughts you can think in your head where, oh, she gonna be in high school. I gotta do this, we gotta do that, gotta get it together. And I want to tell people like, uh, you don't have time. Like always make sure that you're doing what you have to do because it's not time.
Right.
So you say, oh, and we all heard it before. Oh, she gonna be in high school before you know it, or you gonna be in high school or middle school before you know it. And it probably was 5 years, but it seemed like a year. And next thing you know, you in high school. Next thing you know, you
Mm-hmm.
in middle school or
Mm-hmm.
you graduating. And so that's where I'm at now. I have a daughter that's in high school. Son is about to be in middle school, and my baby girl's in elementary school also. So it's more like the kids is definitely a motivation for me. And
Yeah.
being in the community and seeing the need, that was a motivation for me. And just jumping
Yeah.
on certain tasks and doing it was a motivation for me. And then being with at-risk youth and counseling them and helping them, that was just the eye opener even more and even more motivation that this is what we need. This is what they need. And this book will be motivational and hopefully change things. And so the last 5 years has been great. I've been growing as a person, as a man, even growing as a father, growing as not they saying activist, but it's been a lot of more activists, a lot of more people before me. So I just say really active in the community. And
Yeah.
and I just see it's nothing but up. I mean, and that's growth. I learn something new every day, and I try
Yeah.
to, and
Yeah.
and that's also a part of maturity. So that's what I'm trying to reach. And every day, every second, every year, I'm just trying to be better. And we're not all perfect, but
Right.
we can try to be the best that we can be, and that's all anybody can ask for.
Nice, nice. I'm going to bring our audience in one more time and we're going to start wrapping up. This has been a great conversation. So
Yes,
much insight from the other side. So we do appreciate that. Evangelist Edna Monum, she says, good deeds will last forever, will live forever. Same thing that you were saying. So she was in
thank you.
agreement. She said, that's a blessing that you are busy helping your community. Very positive. So we do appreciate you being on with us. What are some final words that you have for our viewers before we leave tonight?
Well, I want to first say, Miss Audrey, thank you for your time. It was an honor being on your show, the Workout Wednesdays broadcast. It was definitely an honor. I really appreciate you. Salute you and Dr. Rochelle for all the work that you guys have doing and had done in my life as far as uh, helping me with the vision and bringing it to light. And I really do appreciate you. I'm grateful for that. I want to thank all of our viewers. And I just wanted to tell them that they can do anything they put their mind, their time, their heart, and their energy to. And I do want to leave the viewers with you are somebody and don't waste it. Don't waste your life.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Powerful statement. Don't waste your life. You know, it remind me of, I believe it's Dr. Miles Monroe who said that the graveyard is full of so many books and businesses and dreams that
Mhm.
died with that person. So you
Yes,
saying don't waste your time, don't waste your life is a powerful statement of that. You know, because you never know what you're sitting on that is designed to help and bless somebody else. So
absolutely.
thank you so much for joining us this evening. We
Thank you.
appreciate you. I do want to put the link. This is the link where you can purchase his book. So go ahead, reserve your copy. You're in good hands with him and IBG, so you don't have to worry about ordering your book and you don't know where it's at. You're in good hands. So get your book, reserve it. Also, I'm putting up his website on the screen, which is wearechange.org. Are people able to donate on your site? Is there a button for donations or?
Yes, and we also have emails as well. It's a lot on the site they can go to. We have the donations, we have the emails that they can do to sign up and be a part of the change also in their community, whatever city they're in, whatever state they're in. And it has a few videos also of things we've been doing in the community as a whole here in Hampton, Newport News, and the 757 in Richmond area and Virginia. So they can do that. They can donate. They can go to that site also. That you have down there and pre-sale for the book also pre-sales we definitely going to bring it to y'all on the new year, so get your pre-sales now because they definitely been rolling in. So
Nice.
so yeah, they can do it all. They can go on either site. They can go on that site to pre-sale for the book, and they can go on the wearechange.org site, and they can it's even closed up there if they want to close. I didn't put that in there. I'm doing a lot. But they
Okay.
can go on a site for anything they need.
Nice. We are change. I'm looking at
Yes.
the these are t-shirts, right?
Yes. They
Okay.
anything. And that's one
Nice.
thing. I'm always genuine about a lot of everything I try to do. So it's like I might have my hand in a lot, but my main thing is I don't feel like I'm never, oh, I'm doing this. I got the shirts, I got this, I got this. I want really to bring about somewhat of change. And that's
Nice.
what my main focus is on. And everything else is like icing on the cake. Everything else
Nice.
is like icing on the cake. And the one thing is that this one thing was this book is more of me outside of my element, outside of the box, where my thoughts and visions is I want to motivate people for eternity. So things I can do in the community might fade away in a week or a few days or months or years, but this book and being disciplined about it and want to relay that message is it means a lot to me, and I really think it's going to be real powerful um, for the youth and anyone else that reads it.
Nice, nice. Thank you so much for being with us this evening. The site is on the screen. It is bit.ly/book voila magic. Go
Voila,
ahead. Voila.
magic. Yep,
Voila. Here it is.
here you go.
Yes. And you can also visit his website. We are just a single R change. So it's change.org. Visit the website, make a donation, make a purchase. Everything is for a good cause. All
Yes,
right. So thank you for joining us for this special edition of the Working Wednesdays broadcast. I appreciate my guests for coming on this evening.
thank you.
Thank you
Thank
for joining us. We may bring him back when he's ready to release that next book.
you.
Once
Ooh,
it becomes
can't wait.
bestseller with this one, bestseller, we
Yes,
speak it into existence. So
yes.
bestseller and all that good stuff. And so we will be back. We will bring him back so he can share more after the book releases, the impact it's been making. He got a huge following. I follow numbers, and I was like, oh wow, he almost had almost a 500,000 people just like just a single poster. So we need that to convert to book sales, but that's another
Absolutely,
class.
absolutely,
That's
absolutely.
another class. But nevertheless, I'm excited about what God is doing in your life and how you are making change in your community and across the world. So God bless you, sir. God bless you, audience. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great evening. We appreciate your presence, and we will be back next week. My guest for Working Wednesdays will be Anthony Brown. He will be on to talk about his book as well. So God bless you all. I will see you next time.
God bless you.